This is your weekly IUP TV News Bulletin. My name is Ryan Malone. Even though many areas in Pennsylvania have been in the green phase for almost 2 weeks, not all towns and cities can open their facilities right away, which depends on the number of infected cases in the area. Our reporter Trent Gross checked how businesses in Pennsylvania capital city of Harrisburg have adjusted to the new normal. Here is his story.
As we quickly approach summer, people are leaving their homes as different counties enter the green phase. After around 3 months, Cumberland and Dauphin County have finally opened, giving people the time they need outdoors.
Well, I think we should have done it a long time ago. I think we need to be cautiously optimistic about it and use common sense with social distancing and hand washing and wear masks. But I think it should have been done a long time ago, and I think we've been kept in the dark long enough now.
Governor Wolf allowed the first counties to enter the green phase on May 29th. However, as more time passes, many other counties have followed along. This permits businesses to start reopening, attracting people to come out, with many stores having limited hours to prevent overcrowding. Since there can be so many people in one area, it is important to remember that there is still a threat of being infected.
Continue to keep in mind social distancing, don't share drinks, be aware what you're touching. If you touch the door handle, make sure you're not going to go eat your food or touch your face. Use hand sanitizer. Be aware of where you're going, like the restaurant or a bar where you're going to be around a lot of people. Just keep in mind it's probably not the best idea to maybe go visit your grandma.
Many places do not require a mask now and leave it as an optional choice. This puts emphasis on social distancing to remain safe.
You should still be wearing a mask when you're not with your group, when you're not eating or drinking. So if you leave your table to order anything, wear your mask. Continue to wear your mask out in public, like to the grocery store, to the malls, shopping. It's still important to wear your mask.
While going out will always be entertaining, it is important to remember the risk and not to put others at risk, especially those with health problems. This has been Trent Gross with IUP TV.
Summer can mean additional income for college students. Unfortunately, due to the limited stores being open, many college students turn to summer classes as a way to spend their time so they can graduate sooner. Karan Burke Thomas has his story.
Here in Philadelphia, there are many IUP students that are either now in summer classes or getting ready to start one. In some cases, summer classes are hard to maintain, but students like Karen Brown have found ways to discipline themselves.
I always look to graduation, and I'm like, okay, I gotta just get through these assignments and these tasks so I can get to graduation. Whatever I gotta do, whatever I gotta sacrifice, just gotta get done.
Being that it is a summer class, there are a lot of hardships that come with it.
Summer classes is giving up my summer to do schoolwork because I'm usually using that time to have fun.
First, it goes really fast, so don't do it unless you're really serious, because I've wasted money and time on scheduling classes, and when I financial aid purposes where it's like you can't get money back, it's a lot. So don't do it unless you're 100% serious about it.
And you should also talk to the bursar office to make sure that you can afford the classes. In most cases during the summer, many students take breaks, but some students don't, and they find it quite difficult to manage their social lives and schoolwork.
It's hard to balance social and school, but especially when you're not up at school and you're home, it's really hard, but you just gotta balance it and make it work, take it day by day.
Time management is the key to completing a summer course, besides perhaps finding the perfect place to complete your work.
For the most part, I can work in any environment. I can work in kind of a loud, quiet, by myself, around other people, kind of study group. It just depends on how I feel that day, what has to get done.
Good luck with your classes this summer, if you have any. This is Karan Thomas reporting for IUP TV News.
Another way of spending summer vacation is giving yourself a challenge to learn something new. While writing and video editing are some of the skills comm media students learned, 3D design is not. I spent some time talking to Alex Flores to find out how his new skills helped him in his media marketing career.
The coronavirus and quarantine have caused a lot of opportunity for people to spend time learning new things. The new Blender 3D workspace is something many graphic designers and artists have been learning over this break. My internship colleague, Alex Aquino Flores, has been teaching himself 3D Photoshop techniques through YouTube, and I video called with him earlier this week to ask him about it.
I've been teaching myself the 3D modeling using YouTube tutorials, some forums on like Reddit, and tutorials within the program.
After Alex spent some time explaining what Blender was to me, I decided to ask him what the main challenges were with this program and learning it remotely.
Biggest challenge has been through some of the tutorials on YouTube, which is like my main form of learning it. They're based on earlier builds of Blender, and I'm currently running a 2020 update, and the program looks pretty much completely different. So finding like certain textures or using certain nodes or just finding some of the simpler things in the program, it's kind of difficult. It makes it hard to follow along easily with the tutorial. So sometimes I have to sit and Google, where's this, where's that? So it makes it harder.
As IUP Com Media students, we never really had the opportunity to work hands-on with 3D modeling. So for Alex to be doing this remotely by himself is a big, big challenge. For IUP TV News, my name is Ryan Malone.
The NBA is back. After being suspended due to the pandemic, in less than 2 months, fans will be able to watch their favorite players and teams in action. Marvin June asked some of NBA fans on what this means to them.
To sport fans all around the world, the return of the National Basketball Association has been in anticipation ever since shutting down back in March.
So how did you feel when the NBA shut down?
Me personally, I was devastated. This was supposed to be like the best season like I've seen in my generation, at least, like one of the greatest seasons ever, playoffs ever.
Now, 3 months later, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver made the announcement of the return of the NBA. On June 4th, the NBA Board of Governors put out a statement approving the continuation of the 2019-2020 season. The NBA will include 22 teams that will converge as the Disney's Coronado Spring Resort is likely to be the primary host for the NBA when they resume the season.
What I look forward the most about NBA basketball is the players and the type of biracial players and races that come together for the love of basketball.
In addition to the 16 teams that currently qualify for the NBA playoffs under the traditional playoff format, 6 teams in which who didn't make the playoffs will get to participate in finishing out the season. 5 from the West and 1 from the East. Although many couldn't wait for the season to return, NBA player and elite point guard Kyrie Irving is reportedly urging players to sit out the NBA's restart plan in order to press for racial reform. Stay tuned for the following story on how fans and players reacted to Kyrie Irving's thoughts on not participating in the league's summer return.
And that's all the news we have for this week. This is Ryan Malone. Don't forget to check our Instagram page, and we'll see you guys next week.